it's Thursday. Notice I didn't say happy Thursday. You can tell by this, the way I sound, and the fact that I'm in a weird spot today. Working from home. Past 2 days between the fish tank and the kitty condo. Seems Janet and I have COVID. We vacationed last week. You don't need to walk up that. And Davis, our rescue cat. We vacationed with our family last week, and everyone picked up some kind of weird thing except for our oldest, and everyone tested negative. But Janet started feeling so poorly that we decided to test, and sure enough, yay, we're positive. So anyways, I'm working from home. I should be fine by Sunday. I'll be past the quarantine period, and we'll take a negative test. So anyways, thank you for letting me have the time off. I'm excited about being back. We're going to finish up the Story of You series. But I have a question for you. When you see somebody losing it in public, yelling at a cashier, those videos of people who lose it on airplanes, you're just going to have to deal with this. Losing it on airplanes, what is that reaction that happens inside of you? It's a parrot. What is that reaction inside of you? What is that thing that rises up in you that knows that that situation isn't right? There's a term that will be in my message this Sunday. It's called Tikkun Olam. And it's a Hebrew understanding of this desire for repairing the world. It's called For the Sake of Repairing the World. And it's this thing that's planted inside of us that recognizes that the way that we see the world operate, the way people treat each other, things that are said, things that are done, isn't how the world is supposed to work. And so we have this natural setting inside of us that says the world is supposed to look this way and people are supposed to get along this way. And we recognize that it doesn't. The problem is, for most of us, we struggle to push it past recognizing that the world doesn't work the way that it should. We have, answers or political leanings that tell us how it should be fixed. But because we all have such different approaches to it, we recognize, or humility should cause us to recognize, it's a much bigger problem than we think. What I think the scripture seems to say is that our understanding of the fact that the world is broken really needs to be addressed in a couple of ways. One is, we need Jesus. And we know that. And that's part of what we're supposed to be about. But why? What does that mean? Is Jesus the blanket on the fire? Is Jesus the fire extinguisher that just kind of puts everything out, but doesn't really change anything? And this is, I think, where we miss out a lot, is the recognition that it's not just the suppression of things that aren't going the way we think they should. There should be this new growth, this something different that happens. And that's where we struggle, because we don't know what that looks like for us. And so this reaction inside of us when we watch people mistreat each other is half of it, but it's not the complete picture of how things are supposed to go. And so as we wrap up this series on Sunday, we're going to look at what should happen inside of us when we recognize those kind of things. And what that thing is, and I'll give you a little bit of clue, is the recognition of our complicitness in it. Now, either we have that kind of personality and we tend to blow and there's a trail of bodies behind us and people will just have to deal, and we kind of justify that. Or, and these people are equally complicit, we hold it all in because we recognize if we release the kraken we may do damage, or we just feel it's better not to let it out. And so it simmers inside of us and it will always come out sideways. So if we believe in this Tikkun Olam of the repairing of the world, it's got to begin with the repairing of what's inside of us. And that's for us to admit that there are some things inside of us may not necessarily be broken, just incomplete. And so that's what we're going to look at this Sunday. We've looked at shame and how Jesus doesn't judge or value our choices. He just wants to take away the shame and bring us healing. We looked at fear and anxiety and this feeling of not enoughness that, man, when I compare myself to the world, it's really bad how I feel about myself. But in Jesus, I'm complete. And then this Sunday, we're going to talk about this thing that rages inside of us that recognizes injustice and how we're supposed to deal with it and what we're supposed to do about it. And we will have communion this Sunday also. So, I hope to feel better. Janet hopes to feel better. Couple things. We have work day this Saturday. We would love for you to be a part of it. We have a lot of things going on. We've got to work on the outside of the church to get it ready for the new school year. We see an influx of people, so we've got a lot of outside work to be done. And then we've got an opportunity to host an incredible organization in our community. But we've got to clean up some of the downstairs in the Promised Land area first, and that's another big project that we can really use your help for. 8 to 12 on Saturday, we will feed you and take care of you. But two important things that we want to prepare for that's upcoming. Everything else you'll find is on social media, Facebook, Twitter. We're still working on Instagram, but download the app. Every notification, everything you want to know is on the app. And we're still working on the streaming thing. I think we're starting to figure out some of the bugs. But anyways, I hope you're having a good week. Have a good weekend. And take care.